Today we're gonna plant a pretty cool little vegetable called Pak Choy. That's fun to say. Pak Choy. Pak Choy. Good morning, YouTube family. Today we're going to plant a extra dwarf Pak Choy. You're probably used to seeing Pak Choy in the supermarkets and everything. They're about this tall, 12-14 inches tall. Then you can also get a dwarf Pak Choy, which are about 6 inches tall. Well, the ones that we're going to plant today, these are extra dwarf Pak Choy, and these get about 2 inches tall. So these are really good for stir fry. You can eat them in a salad, and you can make kimchi from them. And we're looking forward to growing these. They only take about 30 days. So whenever you sow these seeds, you want to sow them wherever you want them to grow. If you want to sow them in your garden, that's fine. I'm choosing to use containers because it's just easier for me to do it in containers when it's something that's only a 30-day harvest and they're so small like this. It's easy to get my hands in there and work them. But this is how they look, and how I'm going to use the containers is I've got my standard size container that I use for this kind of planting, and I drill holes in the bottom so that I have a well-drained container. These Pak Choy and most anything that you plant are going to really need your soil to be well-drained in a container, and that's sometimes hard to do with just one little skinny hole. So I put a bunch of holes in there to make sure I get a full drain out of my container so I don't get root rot problems. So I'm going to use a potting mix. Just go get a potting mix at your local store, whatever's on sale, nice and cheap, and just that it's a good quality, good rich soil. So I'm going to fill it up and we'll sow my seeds. So let's get started on this. Yeah, I've got my soil in, and as you can see, I try to leave about 2 inches from the edge of the container so that when I'm watering, it doesn't just run off the top, or if it rains or the irrigation hits it, I want it to be able to capture the water without running out. So I usually put a little gap at the top, about 2 inches. I got my soil in. Now, the next step I do is I wet this down a little bit just to moisten it, to get a good saturation of water on the pot. Right, I've got my soil kind of moistened up, makes it very pliable, and I let that sink on through, and gets it easier to plant. Okay, so we got the thing done. Next step is I'm going to use my template. I use several of these size containers for different things, and for Pak Choy I'm going to actually grow 4 containers of this. I'm going to start 2 now, since they only take about 30 days to harvest. So I'll get 2 going now, and then in 2 weeks I'll start 2 more containers. So that'll have 4, and I can get about 3 meals out of one of these containers for me and Nancy, the 2 of us. So we'll get 3 meals per container, so eventually we'll get about 12 meals out of this. Pak Choy is only going to want to grow when it's cool. If it's hot, they'll bolt, and they're very hard to grow in the hot weather. If it's frosty, they'll bolt again. So you want to get in between that hot and that frost. You want to get in that cool spot in the fall. That's the perfect time for Pak Choy. Now this dwarf Pak Choy, extra dwarf Pak Choy, really can't take a whole lot of sun. It really prefers mostly shade. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my seed rack and to grow these in all the way through to harvest. That way I can control the amount of sunlight and also the amount of water it's getting. So it's easier to grow that way, especially in containers. So I'm going to use my template. Since I'm going to be using this same size container several times, I just make a template to make it easy. It gives me 36 holes all at one time on 3-inch centers. So if I put it into my container, push it in, there's all my holes just right. And I take my seeds, and I'll show you what the seeds look like. These are very small seeds, so as you can see, they're very small. And I just put 1 seed per hole. Okay, got the seeds in. Now what I do is I carefully cover the seed, the hole in the seed in the hole. I collapse around it like this, and I just pack it. I don't want to bury it too deep. It should only be about 1/4 inch deep, so I'm trying to be careful about how much you're putting back in on top of the hole. I don't cover it completely. I get it about 1/4 inch deep. Okay, I got both of my trays filled and planted, and I'll take them over and pop them in the grow rack. Into the easy bake oven they go. I'm gonna water these in one more time and get them good and set, and we'll be back in a couple of weeks, and I'll have the other 2 trays I'll put in, and we'll take a look at the progress of these Pak Choys all the way up until we harvest. So we'll see you back in a couple of weeks. Well, it's been 10 days since we put in our Pak Choy, and I wanted to give you an update, show you where we're at. So here's the containers. If you look real close, you can see they've already came up with their cotyledon leaves, and if you see right in between there, you can actually see the true leaves starting to come. So they're really rapid growers. So these 2 trays have they have germinated, and they have come forth, and next week I'll put in 2 more trays. That'll put them 2 weeks behind each other, so I can stagger the harvest. So we'll see you back in see you back next week. Okay, the Pak Choy's been in for 2 weeks now, and if you'll take a look, you'll remember last week that these Pak Choys were just starting to get their first set of true leaves, and as you can see, they've all got true leaves now. A good set of true leaves coming up, so they're going to make some rapid development here in the next week or two. So these are the 2 trays that we started a couple of weeks ago, and about 3 days ago I started the second trays. As you can see, if you look down close, you can see the little Pak Choys coming up. And this has only been 3 days in the trays, they're already coming up. So we've got these staggered 2 weeks behind each other, so that when these come to harvest, they don't all come to harvest at the same time. We'll get 2 trays ready for harvest, and 2 weeks later we'll get a second batch. So that's how we got it rolling. We'll see you back in about a week or 2. 4 weeks Pak Choy's been growing, and it's survived Hurricane Matthew in the seed growing rack. So I wanted to show you what we got, because today we're going to actually harvest some of it, and we're going to use it in a salad. You can also harvest this miniature Pak Choy, and you can do it in stir fries, and Nancy makes soups and kimchi using the miniature Extra Dwarf Pak Choy. So I wanted to show you what ones look like. You come up close and take a look. When you see them in here, I'm going to pull one out. There's nothing to harvesting. You just take it and pull it up by the root. I get rid of the stem that went down. See the stem that went down to the ground? I pinch it right there. I get rid of that. And what I have left is a little tiny Pak Choy. You can see where it's trying to make itself in what you're normally used to seeing. But these Pak Choys are excellent in salad and other ways of stir frying them and things. So I'm gonna use this today in a salad. Did I mention I'm gonna put it in a salad? I didn't know. I just want to be sure. Salad today. Anyway, we got a bunch more of this growing. I got several trays in the seed rack, and some over on the other in the hardening table. We got plenty of this growing, so it's kind of fun to grow and fun to eat. So we thank you for watching and being a part of this with us. And if you like our channel and you like our videos, please subscribe to our video channel, our YouTube channel, and be a part of our YouTube family. And you can also follow us on Facebook. We'd love to have you be a part of that social media with us as well. So always remember, till we see you next time, by His hands we are fed. Give us, Lord, our daily bread. Amen.
Have a blessed day. Thanks for watching our videos. We really love making them. If you like our videos, please like our Facebook page to get the latest tips and tricks. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel to get the newest video. Like it, it would really inspire and encourage us. But most importantly, share it to encourage others. We'll welcome your comments and questions. Thank you. Have a blessed day.